Have you ever made it through the entire day feeling so proud of yourself? You ate healthy, you drank water, you even got your workout in. Then, 8 o'clock hits. You sit down to watch TV, and suddenly you're standing in the kitchen eating chips straight from the bag, or grabbing cookies or chocolate. And afterward you think, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just have more willpower? Here's what I want you to know. Your cravings aren't a character flaw. They're a predictable result of how modern foods interact with your brain and your hormones. Today, I'm going to show you why your brain feels hijacked at night and one simple change at dinner that can dramatically reduce those evening cravings. For years, we've been told, if you're hungry at night, just have more discipline. But if discipline were the answer, millions of smart, successful women wouldn't all be struggling with the exact same problem. Something bigger is happening. Food has changed. Our hormones have changed. But most nutrition advice hasn't. And once you understand what's happening inside your brain, you'll stop blaming yourself and start working with your biology instead of against it. Let's start with something most people don't realize. Ultra-processed foods don't begin life looking like chips, crackers, cookies, or breakfast cereal. They begin as whole foods: corn, wheat, potatoes, milk, and soybeans. And something called fractioning happens. Think of it like taking apart a Lego castle. Instead of keeping the castle intact, you dump all the bricks into separate piles. The starch goes in one pile, the oils go in another, and the protein gets removed. The fiber gets stripped away. Manufacturers then rebuild those pieces into entirely new foods that are inexpensive to produce, incredibly shelf-stable, and designed to taste amazing. Why? Because whole foods don't last very long. The natural oils in whole grains can spoil. Because fresh foods are expensive to transport and store. By removing much of the fiber and protein, companies create ingredients that can sit on shelves for months or even years. That makes good business sense, but it creates a problem for your body. The very parts that help you feel full, the fiber and the protein, are often the first things to disappear. This is where the science gets really interesting. Dr. Kevin Hall at the National Institutes of Health conducted one of the most well-known metabolic studies on ultra-processed foods. Participants lived in a controlled research setting where scientists measured exactly what they ate. When people ate ultra-processed meals, they naturally consumed about 500 more calories per day than when they ate minimally processed foods. Not because they were hungrier, not because they lacked discipline, because the foods were easier and faster to eat. Now let's talk about your hormones. Your stomach produces a hormone called ghrelin. Think of ghrelin as your body's text message that says it's time to eat. As you begin eating, your digestive system starts releasing hormones that gradually tell your brain, we're getting full. One of those key hormones is leptin, which is your long-term fullness hormone. Its job is to tell your brain, hey, we have enough energy stored. You can stop eating now. But here's the problem. That signal isn't instant. Your body actually needs time to process it. If you're eating soft, ultra-processed foods that practically melt in your mouth, you can consume hundreds of calories before leptin can even have a chance to reach your brain. And after menopause, this challenge can become even greater. As estrogen declines, your appetite regulation becomes less efficient. Many women also become less responsive to leptin's "I've had enough" signal, making it easier to continue even when the body has already received enough energy. So, by the time your brain finally realizes you're full, the bag is empty. This isn't a character flaw. It's biology needing food engineering. So, how do we outsmart this? Not by relying on more willpower, by making your dinner work harder for you. Here's one simple strategy. Instead of ending dinner with foods that disappear in seconds, make sure your meals include foods that require real chewing. Protein like grilled chicken or salmon, crunchy vegetables, or finish dinner with an apple or a handful of almonds or pistachios. These foods naturally contain the fiber and protein that industrial processing removed. They take longer to chew. They stay in your stomach longer. They give your digestive system time to release those fullness hormones before you're sitting on the couch watching Netflix. It's almost like giving your brain enough time to finally read the text message that says, "We're good, you can stop eating now." I want you to try one tiny experiment tonight. Make sure your dinner includes at least one whole food that requires chewing, like the foods we mentioned earlier. This isn't about eating more. It's about slowing down enough for your body's natural fullness system to finally do its job. That's all we're asking. I think one of the most freeing things women over 50 can learn is this: you are not weak because you crave ultra-processed foods. Many of those foods are literally designed by food scientists to be difficult to stop eating. They're inexpensive to manufacture, they last for months on store shelves, and because the fiber and protein have been stripped away, they don't satisfy your body the way whole foods do. Your brain isn't broken. Your hormones aren't broken. Your body is responding exactly the way it was designed to respond. The good news? Once you understand the rules of the game, you can stop fighting yourself and start changing your environment instead. That's where lasting habits begin. If you're ready to stop fighting your body and want a step-by-step plan, head to the link in my description to grab our free 7-day menopause belly solution. And if you ever wondered why you're still hungry even after eating what seems like a healthy meal, watch this video next where I show you how to build a protein-first plate that naturally keeps you fuller for hours without counting calories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in that video.